Welcome back, or if you're new, glad to have you. Tonight we're diving into a big shift you've probably noticed. Empty storefronts in towns across America. Amazon's supply chain changes aren't just about faster shipping. They're transforming the places we live and visit. We'll travel virtually across the country to see how these changes are impacting real communities and travelers. What happens to a tourist town when local shops vanish and the only place to buy a souvenir is the same online giant you use at home? If you care about these stories, hit subscribe, it really helps. Let's get started. Our first stop is Ohio, where Amazon's new supply chain model is hitting hard. Faster delivery sounds great, but it's devastating for local stores. Big box closures mean more than lost jobs. They take away community gathering spots and local tax revenue. When anchor stores disappear, small businesses struggle to survive. For travelers, the charm of small towns like Logan or Nelsonville is fading as unique shops close. The economic impact is a vicious cycle. Job losses lead to less spending, which leads to more closures. These aren't just numbers, they're neighbors losing livelihoods. The soul of these towns is eroding, and the landscape is changing in ways you can see and feel. When you drive through Ohio now, you see empty parking lots and for lease signs, monuments to a retail era slipping away. The convenience of online shopping comes at a hidden cost, paid by communities that once thrived on local commerce. The ripple effect touches everything from local diners to high school fundraisers. It's not just about shopping, it's about the fabric of daily life. As travelers, we're losing the unique experiences that made these places special. The economic feedback loop is hard to break, and the future of these towns is uncertain. Next time you plan a trip, remember what's at stake. Ohio's story is just the beginning. Now let's head to Pennsylvania, where small towns are feeling the Amazon effect. Regional fulfillment centers make local stores seem slow and overpriced. Once bustling main streets are dotted with going out of business signs, the joy of discovering local treasures on a road trip is fading. When a central store closes, it creates a dead zone. Foot traffic dries up and neighboring businesses suffer. These aren't just economic losses, they're cultural ones. Family legacies are ending, and community connections are fraying. The money that once circulated locally now flows to distant corporations. For travelers, fewer local shops mean fewer reasons to stop and explore. The unique flavor of Pennsylvania's small towns is at risk of being replaced by a generic landscape. The crisis is quiet but profound, happening on every main street. As we travel, we're witnessing the slow dismantling of local economies. The loss is more than retail. It's the loss of community identity. In Illinois, from Chicago to small towns, retail is shrinking fast. Amazon's logistics make online shopping so easy that physical stores are struggling everywhere, even in once thriving suburbs. Malls that were weekend destinations are now filled with empty spaces. For visitors, the variety and excitement of exploring local shops is fading. Unique boutiques are disappearing, replaced by a more uniform, less interesting retail landscape. Every store closure means lost jobs and less tax revenue for schools and infrastructure. Declining property values put more strain on local budgets. What's being lost isn't just shopping, it's community hubs, first jobs, and shared public spaces. Amazon's efficiency is isolating, encouraging us to stay home and shop alone. The loss of gathering places weakens community spirit. Illinois is discovering that convenience comes at a high cost. The economic foundations of the state are eroding. The retail decline is a slow-burning fire, changing the way we live and connect. The future of Illinois' communities depends on what we choose next. Michigan's tourist towns rely on unique shops to draw visitors. Amazon's dominance means tourists can order souvenirs online, hurting local gift shops. When these shops close, the town loses part of its appeal. A rainy day used to mean exploring downtown. Now, with fewer shops, there's less to do. The tourism economy is a delicate ecosystem. When retail weakens, everything suffers. Sales tax from these shops funds parks and public amenities. As revenue dries up, it's harder to maintain what makes these towns special. Fewer shops mean fewer tourists, creating a downward spiral. The soul of Michigan's destinations is at stake. Amazon can deliver products, but not the experience of discovery. When local retail fades, so does the magic that draws people to visit. Michigan's story is a warning for all tourist towns. Even New York City isn't immune to the Amazon effect. Prime Now and same-day delivery have changed shopping habits at their core. Iconic shopping districts are now filled with vacant storefronts. High rents and declining foot traffic are driving out small, unique shops. For tourists, the thrill of discovering hidden gems is fading. The retail scene is dominated by big chains and empty spaces. Neighborhoods across all boroughs are losing their local businesses. These stores were the heart of communities. When they disappear, so does neighborhood character. The city risks becoming less vibrant, more predictable. The endless aisle of Amazon is replacing the curated touch of local shopkeepers. Even in the city that never sleeps, choices are shrinking. The algorithm is replacing human connection. New York's vibrancy is changing, and not for the better. The retail crisis proves no place is too big to feel the impact. The city's unique texture is at risk. California's famous local-first vibe is clashing with Amazon's convenience culture. Iconic downtowns in places like Santa Barbara and Carmel are losing unique shops to high rents and online competition. The loss is especially painful. What made these towns special was their one-of-a-kind finds. As national chains and empty storefronts replace local boutiques, the town's soul fades. Why travel to see the same stores you have at home? The impact ripples through hotels, restaurants, and the entire tourism economy. A struggling retail sector means a struggling community. The California dream is threatened not by disaster but by relentless efficiency. The trend of retail decline is a scary one. Fewer interesting doors to walk through means fewer reasons to visit. The character that drew people for generations is at risk. The future of California's charm depends on supporting local. The quiet loss is changing the state's identity. In Texas, Amazon's supply chain is transforming both cities and rural towns. In urban centers, megamalls and strip malls are struggling with vacancies. In rural areas, Amazon delivers directly, challenging the dominance of local stores. These stores were more than retailers, they were community hubs and major employers. Now, money that once stayed in Texas is flowing out of state. The local sales tax base erodes, impacting everything from schools to road repairs. For travelers, small-town squares are losing their unique businesses. The independent Texas spirit is being challenged by global e-commerce. The economic consequences are huge, and the shift is visible everywhere. The face of retail is changing from friendly cashiers to faceless online checkouts. The long-term cost to Texas communities is only beginning to be understood. The transformation is reshaping the state's identity. Florida's tourism and retail have always gone hand in hand. Amazon's convenience is disrupting the classic vacation ritual of shopping for souvenirs. Tourists can now have everything delivered, skipping local shops. Small businesses that rely on foot traffic are struggling to survive. The impact goes beyond souvenir shops. It hits outlet malls and local boutiques. As retail options dwindle, destinations become less appealing. The diversity of experiences is shrinking. For business owners, competing with Amazon is nearly impossible. The loss isn't just economic, it's a loss of Florida's quirky, colorful character. The state risks becoming less vibrant and interesting for visitors. The familiar shopping spots are disappearing one by one. The future of Florida's tourism depends on saving its local retail scene. In Georgia, Amazon's efficiency is putting immense pressure on local businesses. Cities like Savannah rely on unique boutiques and galleries to attract tourists. Every online purchase is a small cut to these businesses, and thousands of cuts add up. Small towns along major highways are losing reasons for travelers to stop and spend. The ripple effect hits hotels, diners, and local governments. The economic ecosystem is fragile, and retail disruption sends shockwaves. What's being lost is Southern hospitality in a retail context. The personal connection with shopkeepers can't be replaced by an algorithm. As local businesses struggle, Georgia risks losing its charm and character. The travel experience becomes less memorable and unique. The state's identity is tied to its local businesses. Supporting them is key to preserving what makes Georgia special. New Jersey is at the epicenter of the logistics revolution. Amazon's massive presence is reshaping the state's retail scene. Classic malls are in crisis, adding experiences to survive as core retail declines. For every mall shopper, many more are clicking buy now at home. The retail landscape is becoming less diverse, with local independents struggling. Downtowns that once defined town identity are weakening. As these centers fade, towns become more like commuter hubs than communities. The places where people gathered and connected are disappearing. What's happening in New Jersey is a warning for the rest of the country. The efficiency of Amazon's network shows what happens when physical retail becomes optional. Travelers find fewer options and less character in the places they visit. The Garden State's unique retail garden is being overgrown by online logistics. Across America, Amazon's convenience comes with a real cost. Small business owners, retail workers, and entire communities are paying the price. This isn't anti-Amazon, it's pro-community. Our shopping choices shape the world we live in and the places we travel. When every town looks the same, we lose the joy of discovery and human connection. Supporting local businesses keeps our communities vibrant and unique. If you believe in these stories, hit subscribe and stay curious. Thanks for watching.